How about that music? This is Restream's built-in music. I was testing it out. Let's do a refresh. You never know what you're gonna get. All right. Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. You got Wes here. It is really good to be with you guys. Let me check the chat. Anyone want to give a shout out? Where are you guys connecting in from and chatting with me from? I would love to know where you guys are at today. Give me some feedback on where you're coming in from. Today we've got some fun things to be talking about. I'm going to make this music go completely off. I apparently can't talk and do this at the same time. So the music is gone. We're going to be talking about some really cool stuff today. We're going to be talking about a little bit about just what's going on in the crypto market, just my thoughts on it. You guys know, if you've not been with me before, I'm not a moon pumper, so I'm not going to do price speculation with you or any of that kind of garbage. But I'm going to give you some thoughts on where to handle and how to handle what's going on right now. I had a bunch of friends reach out and text me like, yo, man, what's going on with the markets? This is crazy. Do I need to jet out now? And I'm going to give you some thoughts on that. We're also going to be talking about some things happening in the stock world that's coming over into the crypto space that I think is because I think they feel a little threatened by us. That's going to be interesting. I want to see what you guys think about that too. We're also going to be talking about some Chia news that's come out around pools, which will be fun. And then one brand new crypto that I have been following that I'm pretty interested in. So, man, I've got people from all over the place, which is the coolest thing about YouTube, is the ability for me to connect with you awesome people all over. Got some people in Montana, Italy, wow, Slovenia, Ireland, man, that is super, super cool. Ghana, wow, all over. Palm Harbor, Florida, you're not far from me in Tampa. That's kind of cool as well. So man, that's really cool. And hey, camera I'm using, this is a Canon R5. I actually have, if you go to my channel and you search go from zero to hero, you'll find a video I did where I kind of show how I made all this stuff work. So I'm happy to kind of give you some deets on that, my friend. But yeah, I appreciate that you like the quality. I'm on camera pretty much all day, every day. So made an investment into some of that. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. I've got the chat open and definitely eager to see what you guys think as we jump into this. And then if we have some time for questions at the end, we'll get into that as well. I'd love to know questions and thoughts that you guys have. Maybe one quick thing I will share is, now that I've hit 50,000 subs, which is kind of amazing. Like I said this in a couple of the last videos, I never thought that would happen. I'm like, whoa, what do I do next, right? And so one thing I will say is right down there somewhere, yes, there it is. Subscribe if you haven't already. Would love for you to stay in touch with the channel. That does mean a lot to me if you would do that. Trying to do more live streams as time would allow for me, but also have memberships coming out really soon too. Now, I will say this straight away. Nothing changes with my channel. No one here ever has to join and be a member. You'll never gate content and not let you see things that only members do. I'm not about that. But if you are interested in supporting and keeping the channel going, would love to have you join as a member. And you'll find some interesting, fun ways and perks to connect with me through that as well. So pretty excited about that coming forward. Make sure you stay in touch for that. But again, nothing's changing here. I'm not going to be one of those where the only stuff you got to pay to get to the quality content. I don't do any of that. Never will. So just keep in mind and keep an eye out for the membership stuff. It should be coming out really, really soon. All right, so let's jump in. Here we go. This is CoinMarketCap, so we can kind of see what's going on in the crypto world around us. And you guys need to be able to see me, don't you? There we go. Now you got me on video too. When we're looking right now at what's going on in the world around us, yes, most projects are not doing well right now. If your favorite, crypto that you're like, why is it tanking? Well, it's probably a lot less about the crypto itself that you love and much more about, look, the market right now. Some people don't think we're in a true bear market. I think we're in definitely a form of that bear market. It's going to be here for a while, I think. I'm not saying a year, but I think we're going to have to be patient for now. And that's okay. So the big thing I wanted to tell you, if you've never gone through something like this before, be patient. We've done this before. We're going to do this again. You hit these meteoric highs. Everybody's super interested in crypto. Your grandma is texting you, being like, how do I get into this crypto thing, right? Maybe that's how you first got in, and you invest and everything's just blowing up and skyrocketing and you're pumped. And then these things happen and the market goes and crashes downward. You have to understand the buying mechanic and mental exercises that most people go through. People are like sheep. We kind of walk in herds. And when you see a market like this that kind of goes up a little bit and crashes back down, goes back up and crashes back down and doesn't want to hit those highs that we saw before, you just got to be patient through all of that. And what I am all about doing is, look, here's how I view it. Now is the time to buy. Now is the time when you get to really take an introspective look at projects that you may have had interest in before that you wanted to get in and we're not so sure about, is now the time to get in? This is a good time. This is, for me personally, this is the time that I really like to buy and load up on ones that I have interest in. And look, you always never trust a YouTuber, right? Like, let me just say this straight away. If you listen to crypto YouTubers like me for all of your advice and price speculation, you're going to go bankrupt. Don't do that. Do your own research. And so what I'm telling you to do is, I'm not going to pitch or shill any coin. I see that in the comments today. Not about that. I am going to talk about a couple that I've been following because they're interesting to me, but do your own research and find the ones you want to find. And if you think now is a good time to buy like I do, then consider that, right? But always think about that. So the market is down right now. Confidence is low. People that have gotten into this early, like the past few months, and we just, things are blowing up, and now they want to save the investment that they have, and maybe now is the time just to cash out and be done with it. Look, those things happen, right? Let those people make those decisions on their own. For me personally, I'm happy to hodl. I'm happy to continue to go through this storm and continue to buy more because now is a good time to do so. And also, if you're someone like me that doesn't really like to play the market all that much, look at platforms that let you hold and earn your crypto that you're holding, like Celsius and BlockFi are two examples, and Crypto.com is another. There's a bunch of these that are out there that really let you spend time letting the cryptos stay where they're at and just grow them during these periods. There's never anything wrong with doing those kinds of things. And I always kind of keep my eye out for cryptos that I'm investing in that they can grow as I continue to hold them. And I'm telling you, for those of you like me that have been in crypto since way before the 2018 scene and back, that didn't exist. Cryptos, the only growth you're going to get is what happens to their market price. And that was it. So it's awesome seeing this world of DeFi and creative ways around all of that, like what Celsius and team are doing. I'm a big fan of that. So definitely consider that if you're in the hold mode like I am and many are as we're going through this rough market. Okay. So another thing I wanted to talk about, this hit CoinDesk. It hit a ton of other sites as well, all about the S&P 500, or really I should say the S&P and Dow is what I should say. Sorry. And they've created their own index with crypto. And if you don't know much about indexes, think of an index as just a way to measure the performance of something in particular. And it's an easy way for you to kind of see how is, my investments measuring up against some other index that's similar to it, right? And it's interesting to me to see S&P spin up some crypto indexes. They've had one prior, but they've got a really big one that I'm going to show you. It's this one right here, the BDM. And I think what's interesting about this, it comprises 240 cryptos. And it's the ones that they've selected, of course, that go into it. And it's measuring the performance of the market. And I want to show this to you really quick. So here it is. This is the actual BDM index. And you can see it's 1 year tracking. This measures pretty much what you'd see from other crypto mechanisms like a coin market cap or others if you want to take a peek at those. But what's interesting to me about this is I look at this and I'm like, okay, the S&P getting so involved, creating 5 new indexes to track cryptos today shows that one article I read, they're trying to wrangle this wild west of crypto, trying to get their hands on it. I'm like, yeah, that's probably one way to say it, but I would say it like this. A lot of these big boy investment groups or trackers or even like market houses like, S&P and NASDAQ, et cetera, if they're honest, they're probably feeling threatened to some degree. Like they don't want to become the Kodak of the photo world, right? They don't want to be the ones that get left behind. And so, yeah, maybe they're wrangling it, sure, like one article said, but I kind of look at it like they want to get their hands on this too. And they want to drive the message and be able to steer and have influence in the world of the crypto space, because it's not going to leave us. You see so many new companies and old companies and even stalwarts like Google and Microsoft being heavily invested. You see banks getting into crypto. It's not going anywhere, right? That's not a shocker for me to say anything like that, but it's not. This is why you're seeing indexes like S&P begin to track the crypto market, because they want in on this as well. And they don't want to be the ones that get left behind and where the world of crypto is going. So I thought that was really pretty interesting to see this come out. Definitely check this out if you want to see the index yourself, and you just kind of see how it works and track it. But lots of investors love to use that. So let's move on. I just wanted to share a couple of those news items because I thought they were pretty interesting. So let's talk about Chia for a minute. I've done a bunch of videos on Chia, and quite a few of them really blew up. There's a lot of people that are interested in Chia, and Chia can be contentious for sure. If you're not familiar with what the heck Chia is, it's a crypto that's all based on proof of space, is what they call it. And the idea behind Chia really is when you think about like Bitcoin, for example, there's a lot of people that missed the Bitcoin opportunity back in like 2010, 2011, 2012, when you could actually efficiently mine off a CPU and then a GPU before like these ASICs came out. And today, the day of like mining, even Ethereum, let alone Bitcoin, is very difficult for any of us normal humans, right? That's the truth. And so there's a bunch of cryptos that have come out that are giving people the ability to mine or stake out or get some amount of ownership based upon the resources that they have. And I've learned this over the past couple of years. There's a huge market sentiment out there for crypto projects, for people, especially in like third world countries and emerging countries that are very technologically savvy. Like a good example of that is Nigeria, for example. Crypto is hot in Nigeria. And there's a desire that people have that say, I want to get in early on something, and I'm willing to spend my time and resources, but I don't have the money to get in on it. And I wish I could be like the old Bitcoin barons that like mined on their CPU in the old days and had hundreds of Bitcoin, if not thousands. And I get the sentiment, right? The sentiment is real. It's a valid thing. And even in the comments I see here, Pi Network is an example of that, right? Like that's why I cover Pi. It's an interesting journey to see them sort of doing the same thing. And so Chia is, in some cases or some like ways, Chia is all about that as well. It's about using open space on your hard drives to be able to farm these plots, and then the plots can be used as part of the algorithm to earn rewards or to actually earn Chia. And that's what moves the blockchain forward. Now, I don't have time in this stream to like talk more about it, but if you're curious about Chia and that gives you a lot of questions, go back and watch my Chia videos. You'll get, I'd share much more about how the whole process works, why it's an interesting approach, why I think it's super innovative. But one of the challenges that exists with Chia and still exists today is it didn't take long for them to get to like 1 exabyte, 5 exabytes, 10. And now here in this article they sent a couple days ago that they wrote, they're over 30 exabytes now of data. Like that's insane. And so it's hard for you and me, if you just have a little hard drive space left over, or you bought a hard drive for this, to like, you're not going to successfully mine a block. I shared in one of my Chia videos, you can do these calculators, and you'll see like the chance of you earning and solving a Chia block is going to be like 30 years, right? And so you're like, oh no, I'm out. I'm no hope of this. And this is what pools are all about. Just like with Bitcoin and Ethereum mining pools, you could join into a pool and you put all of your resources together, and then you share the rewards of that based upon how much effort and how much significance you put in. Chia pools are going to do the same thing. And I think that's pretty awesome. And so as I scroll down right here, a couple things I wanted to mention right here, they have some interesting comments around all of this. So a bunch of things that are happening here. So first of all, if you want to get involved in a Chia pool and you're already doing Chia mining, or Chia farming, I should say, consider a pool for sure. You can jump into a pool. You can jump out of a pool as much as you want. The algorithm is going to allow for that, which is really, really nice. There's no harm to you to join or remove yourself from a pool. They talk about, so you're still going to have to vet the pool and find the right pool for you, right? But that's pretty nice that they let you do that. There's no like fees that are put into any of that for you to do that in Chia. This is interesting too. I want to highlight this sentence right here. They're even making hooks in case other cryptos want to switch to a proof of space mechanism and use like they say, the existing Chia pool plots. They'll be able to keep that functionality. In other words, they're sort of inviting other cryptocurrency projects to work with Chia and either to adopt proof of space or to at least incorporate into the ecosystem itself. And I think that's smart, right? Crypto projects that do best are the ones that are interoperable with others. And that's a big deal. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in the live stream in just a minute. But that's a really big deal for the success of crypto projects, is they do need to have the ability to interoperate with other projects. And so it goes more than just this. Another thing I wanted to show you with Chia is take a peek at this. So Bram, who's the CEO of Chia, and I've covered Bram in some of my other videos. If you want to know more about him, he's the creator of the BitTorrent protocol, which, if you remember, like the classic 90s, of which I was a college student, file sharing was a really fun thing. And then BitTorrent came out and made that even easier. Anyway, so Bram left the whole BitTorrent world. He's no longer in control. It's all been sold out, ironically, to Tron, which is a crypto project. It's bizarre how all my worlds collide. Anyway, he was talking about someone, with a fraud account for him. Anyway, and then someone asked him right here, is Chia going to develop Chia Swap? In other words, what they're asking is, is there some DeFi swap mechanism so people can get in and buying Chia? And obviously it's a huge deal. There's a ton of swaps that are coming out. It's not just Uniswap and PancakeSwap anymore. My FEG friends, I see you in the chat. FEG is famous for this, and is one of the things that's driving so much innovation with FEG is the fact that FEG allows you to have the FEG exchange by which you can buy and sell and trade FEG directly from the exchange. And you can stake it once that comes out, and the liquidity pools and the earning that's there. It's so cool. This modern age of crypto is so much cooler than what we've ever seen in the past. And so Chia is also getting in on that game, which is brilliant. So you can see Bram saying right here, a whole lot of stuff in Chia is coming. All the DeFi stuff, that's a big deal. The reason that is such a big deal is because people, right now, you can just you can either buy Chia or you can earn it from plotting and farming. But there's not really a lot of trading mechanisms that exist right now for Chia. And those that hold it, is there a reward for them? Not really. And so I think a threat to Chia, and I think Bram sees this the same way, is if we don't have some kind of DeFi, we're going to be in trouble, right? And so I'm glad to see that. So I will be definitely watching this. And when we see more news of what the DeFi capabilities are going to look like, I'll let you know. I don't know if their approach is to build a protocol and then allow for others to incorporate it and use it how they want, like people creating their own DeFi pools, as an example. I don't know. Or if they're going to do this all in-house, I think that'd be a poor decision. But as we get more detail and data on that, I'll let you know. I've been very interested in Chia, and I just think the direction of where it's going is super cool. So definitely follow Bram. Here his Twitter account if you want to follow him. And by the way, while we're talking about following, right down there, you see it, or I guess over here now, there it is. Over there is my YouTube channel. Love for you to subscribe now that you guys are here watching. It would definitely mean a lot for me. Okay. So I think that's pretty cool, right? I'm very interested in where Chia is going, and I think it's got a lot of promise, and that's why I've been following it, among many other cryptos that I think are cool. So I want to switch gears to one other crypto. So there's a new one that maybe it's not new itself. It's been around since 2017. But it's got some new updates, which I think are really, really cool and stand a lot to gain, I think, for sure. And I want to cover it. I want to kind of chat about why I think it's pretty interesting. It's this guy right here. It's Band Protocol. So this is CoinMarketCap showing their how they're doing their charts. And it's been around for a while. They do have an audit out if you want to check Certic's audit out on them, which is important for all tokens for sure, to just, have a good look and understanding of what it's doing. It's an oracle. It's very much like Chainlink in the sense that it's wanting, I'll share more about this in a minute, but it's more about being an intermediary between multiple chains and even like non-crypto stuff to be able to pull data and store it that other cryptos can then use. So think about like sports betting, for example. Maybe the Oracle stores data about a sports game and then holds it there. And then other chains can use that for, the winners and the losers, things like that, right? So Oracle's are really awesome. Chainlink has been a leader in this for a really long time. I'm a big fan of Chainlink, but Band is pretty neat. It's coming out and it's got some really cool things. So first of all, kind of taking a look at its price, it's been, it did have some all-time highs. again, when all cryptos were blowing up, right? Again, less about Band and more about just the market, right? All the way up into the $20 ecosystem or numbers. Right now it's at 631. Volume is super low as well. So just take a peek at that. So it's really interesting, right? And I want to show you their website. So here it is. It's a decentralized Oracle, very much like Chainlink, like I mentioned before. But what's exciting to me about this is they're doing some interesting things. They're working inside, and the Oracle itself is being built with Cosmos. And I've covered Cosmos quite a bit. I haven't actually done a full review of Cosmos. I really need to. But Cosmos is awesome. Think of Cosmos as like an SDK that any crypto that's built on Cosmos can interoperate with others built on Cosmos, which is super cool. Remember how I was telling you, I think it's really awesome to have this capability of multiple cryptos interoperating with each other. That's the way we make this whole world better. That's what they're doing with this as well, because it's built on Cosmos, which I think is really, really cool. Also, the other thing that's really neat about this is it's got some big backing. They're in partnership with Microsoft and Google, both who are very involved with them. So I think, again, just because Microsoft and Google get involved in somebody doesn't mean it's going to be successful, right? It doesn't always correlate, but it is good to see some big companies are participating in its innovation and going with it. So this is a really, really interesting one. And I will probably do a deeper dive and a full review into Band, but I wanted to show it to you guys just so you could take a peek at it and see what you guys think about it. Always do your own research. I love inside of the ecosystem, a ton of these other projects I've already covered, right? I've covered Mirror and Terra more than Mirror Protocol, but I have covered Mirror just a little bit. Terra quite a bit. I'm a huge fan of Terra. Love what Terra is doing. Also Secret Network, right? I did a whole video on Secret Network. I've got some friends that work inside of Secret Network, and they're a validator node with a Whisper node. Really cool what they're doing. I've got a bunch of crypto staked with Secret. What Secret's doing in terms of trying to stop front running, which is where you have these bots that are looking for big sells and big trades, and they insert themselves right in front of those to get ahead of what's going to happen. So if there's a big buy, they get in front of that, and they're the ones that buy first. There's a big sell off, they're going to get in front of that, and they're going to sell first, right? It's all about getting in front of the market, and that's super not cool, right? It ruins the market for everybody. And Secret is one approach to making sure all of that trade data stays encrypted, stays off chain. You can't see it is what's happening. Not off chain, but you can't see it. So I think Secret is super cool. Go watch my Secret videos if you haven't seen them. I talk a lot more about what it's all about. I interview one of the Secret node creators, a guy named Brendan. And it's really, really interesting, right? So I think Band is really awesome. This is one I've got my eyes on. I'd love for you guys to take a peek at it as well and see what you guys think, if it's one that you're interested in and you guys want to check out for sure. So there you have it. There is some news items that I wanted to share with you guys and give you some of my thoughts and feedback on just what's going on in the world around us. It's a contentious, wild time, but it's also a great time to buy for sure and find those projects that may be a diamond in the rough or something new or something that really has some promise, like Band with some of the new updates they have coming out and some of its capabilities in collaboration with others. So I think that's pretty cool. So I don't know if you guys have any questions. I'm going to start scrolling through the chat, but I wanted to spend about 5, 7, 8 minutes of answering any questions that you guys may have for me on any project in particular. If it's one I'm familiar with, I'm happy to chat about it. If it's not, then I'll just let you know. So here's one question from Raphael. Hey, Wes, you trust 100% on the Pi network process? I don't trust any project that I'm not directly involved in, and I'm not directly involved in Pi. I think Pi is such an interesting crypto because of how it's operating, building a community first. I talk about this a lot. And then the technology is catching up, and we're seeing the technology really catch up. You haven't watched my last video where I talk about the developer docs and what we're going to start seeing inside of the test net and the ability for people to build applications on top of Pi. It's exciting. So do I trust it 100%? No. I mean, I don't think it's smart to trust any project 100% that you're not directly involved in, right? If you guys don't know me, I've run multiple startups, even built a company called Perch and sold it. If you'd ask me if I'm 100% confident with Perch, I'd say yes, because it's my company. But others that I'm not involved with, probably not quite as much. Yeah. So can I label my videos? You make a paid promotion? Sure, I can do that. It's kind of easy right now. I'm not being paid by any of the ones I mentioned. I am not sponsored by any of the ones that I mentioned, S&P, although that'd be kind of cool. Chia has given me no money, no crypto, no nothing. I don't work with him at all. Band Protocol, same thing. I don't work with any of those guys. I found all of them and I thought they were interesting, and we'll continue to bring ones that are interesting to you. So for sure, I can do that, but I don't do a ton of sponsorships really. So all of these are sponsor free, which is kind of cool, right? Let's see. What else do you guys want to know about through the chat here? When will Pi Network be on Binance? Well, that's a good question. I'm not Binance, so I can't make that decision. It won't happen right away, right? What you're going to see when we go towards mainnet is a slow trickle release. They're not going to give everybody wallets and all of their Pi immediately. It's going to be groups of people that happen, is my guess. And the reason for that is they want to control and be careful. They don't want some mass, huge sell-off, right? And so you're going to see that happen first, and then you'll see some of the smaller exchanges that typically are aggressive in incorporating new cryptos in first. So like Gate.io is a good example of one. They've even taken burn tokens. They have like a bunch of those that are out there, even like some really cool DeFi deflationary crypto tokens like FEG and SafeMoon and others they have. So I think you'll see a lot of those smaller exchanges first, and then you'll begin to see someone like Binance pick it up as well. That's probably going to be how it happens. So just keep that in mind. Price predictions for Bitcoin for the end of the year. So I don't really price speculate on this channel. It's not my thing. I don't really like to do that. I will say, just generically speaking, I don't think this where we're at right now is sustainable for like where this market where, man, it just doesn't want to get above 40,000. It keeps falling back down. I don't think that's going to happen long. My experience of a lot of these markets, these kind of bearish markets where it's really not, we've come down from these all-time highs. I mean, I remember back in 2018, the first one that hit, it took a year for us to recover. But then, I don't think we're looking at a year. I think, for me, I feel like a few more months of this is probably what's going to happen. There's just too much activity, too many things happening, too many big firms getting involved, too much just innovation in the crypto space as a whole. I just don't see it as many, many more months of this. So that's probably that's the best answer I can give you. When did I first join in on Pi? Probably about a year ago is my guess, something like that. A friend of mine clued me in on it. I took a look at it. I'm like, this thing is a total scam. Like, what the heck? But I continue to follow it, and my mind has changed. I do know the founders. I've talked to them several times. I like what they're doing. I realize it's contentious, but I think Pi is pretty cool. And I think it's a great journey that's fun to follow, and we'll see what happens with it. Mr. Favor, you wrote me on Twitter. I'll try to get back to you. I have a pretty busy schedule, so but I'll see if I can get back to you for sure. Any light on Etherlight? That's one I'm not super familiar with, and I'm usually not comfortable talking about projects I'm not more familiar with. So that's one I just have to hold back on for now. Unfortunately, I don't have any data or details for you on that. Casper Labs and their token, same thing. Give me some time to on that one. Also don't know enough to try to pontificate for you and be a talking mouth on that one as well. So I think we're getting close to the end of the live stream. This has been super fun chatting with you guys. Really, really enjoyed it. And would love to do some more of these. So definitely leave some comments. Love to know the things you'd like for me to cover and to share and to be talking with you guys about as well, because I think this is a super fun way to connect, and really, really enjoy you guys. You guys mean everything to me. This is why I do the channel. I don't do this because I want to be, I'm no plans to ever being a full-time YouTuber. It's not my thing. I just think it's tons of fun to connect with you guys and share the things that I'm interested in. And the fact that I have a whole bunch, 50,000 subscribers that are like, share that too. That's kind of awesome. It means a lot to me. So you guys are rocking my world. You guys are awesome. Can't tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you guys. And I think we're going to sign off now, but man, it's been a super, super fun time today. And I will talk to you guys later.